Hey guys, it's Watts Miner. So, I told you we'd be back on inspection day. We passed inspection. We put in a Gridboss system with Flexboss inverter. Also, we upgraded this service. This had two 200 amp panels that were regular panels. We upgraded them to the Leviton smart breaker panels. So you can see the backup panel that's controlled by the ESS has most of the circuits in the house, and they're all smart circuits, so they can be seen on an app. As well as this one, which is not backed up, and this has some of the heavier, bigger loads in it for the house. And this panel has a little bit of room to grow yet, but really, really nice panels from Leviton, quite nice. And then we have the EG4 Gridboss. All of this stuff, by the way, is being fed in through a 600 amp CT'd service. It comes through the gutter. The gutter feeds this panel over here directly from the utility. The utility comes up through the Gridboss here and comes into the Gridboss either through a manual bypass or a backup loads. Right now it's in manual. So I can show you that as we open this thing up. You can see we have some smart ports up here with some different loads. So this one up here is going to be the charger for the generator for the battery, and this one I believe is the sense for the generator. We have the one inverter right now coming in, and we have spots for two more, and we have another inverter to add. You have your backup, which is not on right now, and you have your manual bypass. So it's in manual bypass right now. It's actually being fed by the utility and up. But because the ESS is on, which is over here, this is the Flexboss 21 and the 2 wall mount batteries. This is feeding the Gridboss over here through here, and although we are not in backup mode, it's still taking the PV off the roof, and it's following down, and right now it's probably only 700 watts or so because it's cloudy outside, but it's actually feeding the input. So it's in self-consume mode. Everything being made through the house right now through that load center is basically being supplemented by the solar coming in real time. And then because there's zero export on the system, because we don't have permission to operate through PP&L yet, there's CTs at the bottom of this cabinet right here. It stops the flow of wattage in detection coming down into the rest of the utility, so we can basically self-consume and float this entire panel during the daytime. Once we have permission from the utility, we can then turn zero export off, and if the batteries are full, there's a lot of power coming in to supplement this power load here. It will actually allow the wattage to come back through and out to the utility, and the customer can get a credit for it, or it will be used by the other panel in the house before the power actually makes it out to the meter in the street. So it's a very, very neat system. I've been monitoring it for about 2 days now since it's been up. And we just basically got the blessing today from the inspector, and now we're just waiting for permission to operate the grid connection to PP&L. But over and out, we are pretty much done here. I'll have an update, and we'll see how the rest of this goes. But what a beautiful system. All right, see you guys later. Have a nice day.